please talk about your career. Where did you start and where are you now? And
Oh,
who were your mentors?
okay. I guess I did my undergraduate and graduate and doctorate in Canada. And also in Canada, I studied family and marriage therapy. And that's quite perhaps general, but I was pretty influenced actually by exposure to Salvador Minuchin and Charles Fishman in my early years learning therapy. And that has stuck with me a long time as well. So that's kind of the formal start of it all in Canada. Um, and I was born and raised in Canada. I live in Israel all my adult life. And I practice here, mainly, though, teach social work in university in Israel, and practice with a lot of families and couples and children. I learned also child therapy in England, and that also influences my work. And I do research and write, mostly about forgiveness. Also, teach a course which I developed on forgiveness to social work students, um, which has been really interesting for me. And I've seen how hurt and forgiveness, and by parents in particular, is a very important topic to a lot of people, a lot of young people. So that's what I say about the first question.
That when did you get to know the contextual approach and how did it affect you?
Oh, well, I know the contextual approach because I teach about family therapy to social work students a long time. So I know about it. And I've always found relational ethics to be important. So that kind of linked me to contextual family therapy. And my interest deepened when, in the last years, I met Jaap from Holland. And he's been sending me articles, and I've been hearing about his research, about Naj. So that's kind of the link. It starts more with an interest in justice in families, and then connected to contextual family therapy, which seems to be a very good fit.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You bring a very interesting topic to the conference. Please explain it.
Oh, well, forgiveness. Well, there's exoneration. Naj talks about exoneration. Then there's a whole large body of scholarship on forgiveness. And I think the emphases are quite different, but they're both very important sides to the same coin. So many people have been hurt, and often in their family. So it's a very relevant topic about how people cope with hurt, especially in their family, and perhaps especially by parents in childhood. So I've got a lot of feedback, and also from my clients in therapy, that it's a very relevant topic. So I've become more and more interested in learning about hurt, learning about forgiveness, and also trying new ways to help people move toward forgiveness / exoneration of their parents and others. So it's I've got a lot of echoes from people that it's relevant to a lot of people.
So, have you some personal involvement?
Well, I think I thought about this question, and in terms of my family, no. In terms of my own parents, no, because I think I'm very fortunate. But the whole topic of forgiveness is very, very relevant to Jewish people and Israelis. And I think about it a lot in terms of the intergenerational legacies that we carry as Jewish people. And it's very hard for Jewish people to forgive. And the Jewish religion is conditional about forgiveness, actually, when you really look deeply into it. So it's a topic that meets me here in Israel very deeply, especially in terms of the Holocaust. And, you know, it reminds me of my trips to Budapest in the past, where I've walked by the river and I see the boots by the river of from the Holocaust. Now I actually feel very emotional. But the whole idea about forgiveness and the Holocaust is a giant topic for us here in Israel. And actually meets the present Palestinian conflict very directly, in my opinion.
Somehow, I just would like to ask your opinion about it, that if we can extend the contextual approach from families to the nations. I mean, forgiveness and understanding, and because you mentioned also the Palestine-Israeli conflicts, and also the memory of the Holocaust.
I think that a word in contextual family therapy, and I'm not an expert by far, of fairness is an important word in conflicts. And I think that we have to be fair to other people and worry about our own ledgers as countries too. We have to be fair to others and worry about fairness. And especially Israel, and there's a lot of Israelis who think exactly like I do, that we have a legacy that directs us to be fair to others, to marginalized populations. Actually, Mnuchin, when I heard him talk a few years ago before he died at a conference in America, someone asked Mnuchin, I don't know if you were there, maybe, they asked him why did he become a family therapist? And one of the reasons he said two reasons. He said, one, I was raised with family. All we did was see family. We didn't do anything else. We just visited everyone all the time. Argentinian Jewish family, big family. And he said, secondly, I became a family therapist because I'm Jewish. And us Jewish people have to worry about the people without a voice in families. So that really resonated with me and sticks with me. And it's important for us to be fair, to worry about fairness on all the levels.
It was really nice. Thank you very much. It was really interesting. And also hearing from Mnuchin.
Yeah, that was like a year before he died. And of course, I don't know if people know about it, but he had a very special relationship with Israel and actually volunteered in the army in the War of Independence. He came to Israel and volunteered as a physician in the army, and then the connection continued after that.
The last question will be, why is it important for you to attend the October conference?
Well, firstly, I need to go to the indoor market again because I really like it. And I want to take the opportunity to meet with Yap and for us to continue our work together, because we actually did research together and we have to work on writing it up. And I went to the last contextual therapy conference and I learned a lot and met a lot of very distinguished people. So I had a good experience. Yeah.
Thank you. And
You're welcome.
how would you encourage people, others, to attend the conference?
To tell them that across the street from the market, there's a really good little cafe with great cakes. You just walk across a little square with a lot of people sitting, and then there's a little cafe there that's really, really good. And they have great cakes in Budapest. That's how I would encourage them.
That's sure. That's right.
That's right. Okay.